In today's video, we're going to dive into the wonderful world of life hacks as they were done 110 years ago and put some to the test. So pull yourself up a mustache, grab yourself a fresh cup of mercury off your asbestos stove cast iron cooktop, and let's explore some old school life hacks, or just doing things, I guess they would have called it then. So when I was writing the ebook for the cat spray water repellent, I was looking up some wiring techniques, and then I stumbled into this treasure trove of old school life hacks. And there's some gold in there. There's some gold. There's some stuff that I completely have no idea what they're talking about because it's just problems that don't even exist now. But let's get into it. All right, so down in shop notes, look at these two industrious fellows here. Got one guy with his hand on the lathe, unprotected gears. We've got coal smoke in the background, a plane flying over, and this really depressed guy working in a shop thinking about sticking his hand into the gears. What the hell is he working on? Early flux capacitor. Turning pipes with files. Almost every person has in his home a tool chest, a wrench of some kind. Everyone has a wrench, except you peasants, for doing odd jobs that do not require a mechanic. You mechanic, doing this myself, all I need is 2 files. But not everyone has a pipe wrench. That's where the 2 files come in. I can see the picture. An emergency wrench of this kind can be made of 2 files and an ordinary washer. The tang on one of the files is bent at right angles and the ends of both are slipped through the washer as shown. The manner of using the device is obvious. It's obvious. Just look at the picture. Just use your 2 files, turn a bit of pipe. Let's test that one out. I think Dad's got a stack of old files. And we have a bunch of files. Something like that. So we have 2 old files and a big old washer. I've got some pipe to pretend it's jammed. Maybe we'll chuck it in the vise and give it a go. Next thing is we'll bend one of these over, so we'll hook into the washer. If it just snaps, myth is dead. Let's go to the big hammer. Oh yeah. How much bend? Let's go a little bit more. Done. Guess that's it. We've made a pipe wrench. Now we're going to make our stuck pipe. Put you in there. Now I'm going to get the pipe to a tension that I can't move with my hands, and then that'll be the threshold where we'll need our emergency pipe wrench. Oh, yep. So if there was an emergency plumbing situation, I'd be pretty much f***ed now. Here's my worry, and this is a genuine worry. Like, files are pretty brittle, so once you get a bit of force on here, it's a good chance it's going to snap. These are meant to be doing this, not bending. Oh, that doesn't feel good. Oh. That's doing jack shit. These flex way more than I thought as well. The feeling that this is going to snap and I'm going to lose a bit of my finger in there is pretty high, pretty high. Look at that flex. Weird flex. Now, to be honest, I don't actually have a pipe wrench, but if I was going to try and get this loose, I would use some grip lock pliers, so let's try that out. Easy. Got some gloves on, so I can just give this full and we can see if we can get it moving in the vise. Oh, it's turning. Don't stick the fingers in the gut. It's slipping a bit though. Let's get it to the grippier part of the file. No. Oh, a bit of movement. A smaller washer. Let's give that a go. It does not feel good having the file flex this much. Oh. Could get my pipe out. I was pretty convinced these files would break, but it's a maybe. I'd give it a 3 mustaches out of 5 for a 110-year-old life hack. It's a lantern hanger for a barn. The hanger shown in the sketch makes a safe and handy way to use a lantern in a barn or stable. It is constructed of an old grooved pulley with a U-shaped hanger made of sheet iron. The hook hanger is made of a screw eye cut off and riveted in place. Can't use a bolt, don't use bolts. Rivets. The pulley is run on the wire stretched overhead from one end of the barn to the other. The lantern can be easily moved from place to place, except the other axis. You need to put another lantern in. The lantern can be easily moved from place to place and is up out of the way. It cannot be turned over. Nah, you don't want that. Probably fire. But fire can be fun, but probably not in the barn. I think we'll give this one a go, but we need a lantern. That's a radio, it's a telephone, that's 2 lanterns. This one will be good. Now I reckon we put a cable up one end of the barn to the other and we make up a pulley and then flying fox for a lantern. Obviously we want the lantern to work, and how do you do that? How do you get the fire in there? There's no wick. Can't even open the fuel bit. That's not gonna work, is it? I think this should raise up so you can give it some fire. Okay, we might have some movement here. Don't break. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, little locking mechanism. Welcome to Lantern Appreciation Day, brought to you by Craig right now. Surely the wick is consumed. There's a way of replacing it. There are some beasts in there. This little moth was born in 1905. Does nothing. There we go. That falls out. What's it hinge over? Oh yeah! You're gonna get whacked. What's the next bit do? Oh, there's some wick. Hello, little wick. You've been hiding for all of these years. That seriously would not have seen light since at least the 50s. We'll get this open. I don't know what fuel goes in there. I guess it was put in petrol. Oh, now you're wondering how we get that open. Wait for it. Get the old files on there. Yeah, I think I'm just breaking it. Okay, all right. Grip lock plies it is. That's the genie out of the bottle. Maybe not petrol. Let's put in some Kero. I'm pretty sure it's Kero. Makes sense. Burns right. Diesel probably work too. Kero time. Get your bung in there. Now I probably need to get the wick a bit wet. I need to do that. Maybe just... This is gonna work. That's gonna be great. Ooh, yeah, you like that, don't you? Yeah. Now, I don't know at what point you light it. Maybe you let it peak and then you light it and then close it up. Probably light it like this, that'll be fine. Woof. Oh yeah, we got fire. Ah, smells like the old heater we used to have. Ooh, that's smoky. Just turn it down to 10% and burn some glass. Oh jeez. That's really smoky. Or is that how that's probably how I light it actually. That looks sick. That wouldn't have been burning in years. Let me turn down a bit more. Oh, you can. All right, how's that? Turn the lighting down a little. Yeah. Never used one of these. Never. That's good. Hasn't exploded or anything. Stoked there was some wick in there too. Wonder how much wick is like in the belly. Anyway, this is not the goal. The goal is to make this be a portable barn thing. Woo! Woo! We worked out as well without any instructions. If I did anything wrong, let me know in the comments. Let's get the cable installed. How do you turn it off? Off, please. Off. Just turn it down more. This thing. Right. Off now. Just throw it. Or do you lift it and blow it? Probably lift and blow. Is that going to be hot? That's probably going to be hot. Yeah. Now I'm going to try and be accurate to how it's been described. He started with just a grooved pulley and then made up the rest of the pulley, which seems dumb when you can buy it for a couple of bucks, but we'll give it a go just to be accurate. And then a hook. We have some cable. And what's the normal height for a lantern? Standard lantern height, where you hit your head on it and get your hair on fire. Probably fairly high. So the roof cable was a lot more work than I planned, but I've got the ends of the cable terminated, had to weld up some hooks, tech screw them in. There's a turnbuckle on the end, tension that up. Strong as It's pulling the walls of the shed in slightly, so I'm not gonna go any more than that. Definitely the biggest guitar string I've ever put on. I'll keep going for about 10 minutes. 4-hour sheet metal for the pulley, just like they had in 1910. A bit of computer power supply. There. And some holes. Oh, this is gonna be much harder than I thought. Oh, yo. You. It's gonna be an angle grinder job. I want to get angle grinded. Yeah. Oh, what the f is that? Bang, 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 bang. Flatten that all out. Yeah. I think we should bend it about there. Like that's not bad. I planned for that to be square like the file, but round is a shape too. Pulley. The pulley doesn't fit. Look at that smooth operating action. Just gonna drill a hole through. Then we're just gonna put a little bolt through the top and a welder loop on there. This is from an old handbag. That's not mine. Mine are heaps better than that. Look at that, almost there. It pivots, it does this section, and that's about it. All right, there we go. We've made a pulley. What a terrible waste of time. That's pretty good. Not as vintage as I hoped it would look, but I guess old stuff looked new once. Gonna put an eye lock nut on it as well so it doesn't come loose. It's pretty bad. Still kind of works. Just bending up a hook, but by about this point, I'd be like, it. I'm just gonna carry the lantern around and bend. There we go. Perfect curve. And I think we're done. Smooth. So the guide didn't exactly specify height, but this seems pretty good, this height. Well, it's good for me because I can go under it without hitting my head, but it's still movable by hand and you can light it. So I'm guessing this is the height he intended. Then again, about face height could be good, except for the hitting it and then being a kerosene fire. You'd be on the ground, so I'd do it from this height, I guess. Feels a bit dodgy having it over your head. It's burning, it's burning! Ah. I guess if that happens, you can just throw it down the cable to a sacrificial part of the barn. Get the fire down there. Protect the tools. Just set the horses on fire. I think the real test will be doing some things around the shed, see if the light actually helps. Not gonna lie, seems a little bit scary. Let's test it out in the dark. I've adjusted the camera to the lighting as I can actually see it. It should give a good example. So I imagine you'd light this up and then you'd walk into the barn. Oh yeah, I cleaned the glass as well, just to make it a nice fair test. We crank it up a little bit more. Good bright flame. Let me bang it on our hook. Got the flame over the face. Don't like this. We have ourselves our little roller barn light. Now over at the workbench, get a load of shadow from the tank on the bottom. All right, if I was just doing something here, I would take that off and just put it next to me. So then we're just going through the barn, checking on our hay and Oh, that could bounce off the hook. Spin the old tire. Coming back here, so I can do some work on the old 1910 horseless carriage, so I can take the missus to the haberdasher in the morning, then go out with the boys, do some mad skids. So yeah, I mean, that's the real test. If I can do some work on the car, roll it on over, see if we can remove the rocker cover. Can't see shit. I reckon you just carry it to where you wanted it to be, and then you'd place it down. See, that'd be heaps better. Just look at that. It's already a built-in hook on this. So now I can see because I've got it lower. The problem is the tank. The tank is the killer with this. makes it go brighter. The other thing is the kerosene fumes start to build up on you. These are meant to work a bit lower, so I don't know, unless you've got a reflector or something on the top. You can see the roof great. He must have had it lower than this. This is, it's too shadowy, and you get the shadow from the bars as well. Okay, I've cranked up the exposure so you can see a bit more. I can't see shit. All right, decision time. 2 mustaches out of 5 for this 1910s life hack. Then how do you put it out? If you know any life hacks that have been handed down through the generations in your family, let me know in the comments. Maybe I can try some of them out as well. Now, my shirt. This month is actually Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Aussie Man from the YouTube channel Aussie Man Reviews, he's been doing some awesome fundraising. He's selling shirts like this, or you can just donate to a GoFundMe page. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to that. In other updates, I'm finally getting a logo sorted for my channel after all these years. How many years has it been? A lot of years, no logo. So if you see any thumbnails change or the branding or look of things change, I guess just look for my big dumb face and you know it's my channel. I look forward to getting some new videos done. Yeah, punch the table, new videos coming soon. I'm Craig Turner, YouTube channel is Turner81, so subscribe if you haven't. Catch you guys soon.